Good evening, and welcome to another lackadaisical episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your lachrymose and lackluster host, Voice of Doom. I shouldn't even bother doing a diatribe because everybody sees what's happening, so there's no sense in me reiterating what should be obvious to any sentient human being. But I just watch the news and live my life, and thoughts occur to me about how things go. Now, I have a life lesson. It's not a big deal, but it's just like things kind of got a little better for me, and not through any fault of my own. But my lifestyle's been very much kind of counting and banking on doom, and it doesn't do well for my finances. Because if you think the world's going to end and Western civilization will crumble within a few days, you tend to kind of forego your bills, or maybe ignore phone calls, or ignore letters, and ignore things left on your doorknob saying we're trying to call you. Because you don't want to talk to people because you don't have anything to say to them. It's like I've been paying you money for my whole life, and if I'm a little behind, just live with it. But they don't think that way. So what I did was I finally said I don't want to be bothered by these people, so I'm going to deal with it, and I'm going to call them and say what's what. And we made an arrangement which is acceptable. When you talk about the amount of money that I'm behind compared to the trillions of dollars that's been wasted, pilfered away, and given to oligarchs, it really is annoying, but I just try to keep up. It's like everybody else. It's going to be hard for everybody. I'm telling you right now. You're going to be replaced. You're not going to make enough money to buy a house. Let's not get into that because I'm madder about other things. But the upshot of my story is I dealt with it, and then all of a sudden things got better. When I just faced the problem, then I started to get lucky doing my investment portfolio at the local casino, which is just as good as any other Bitcoin or hedge fund that you can invest in. I get paid faster, and nobody says nothing about nothing. So we won't talk about that either, but things have gone pretty well, and I don't even like to say that out loud, because once I started dealing with my problem, money started kind of coming in, and I paid off everything I owe. I'm caught up. I'm not used to that. But that doesn't mean I won't be behind later. It's been a good month. December's been very lucrative at work because it's busy, and there's only 2 of us working. So that's the microcosm, and I think it has a lot to do with the macrocosm, but I have to cast a jaundiced eye upon our future because, okay, the big hullabaloo with the drones will go away because supposedly they found what they were sniffing for. And it wasn't dangerous in the first place, but they found it, so all is well with the world. They send drones out 60 or 100 at a time to sniff for radioactive traces. And then when the public gets a little bit too antsy about it, they probably will just pull it back because we'll have more things to worry about. Now, I want to pontificate while I have time on how much these Ds are degenerating. They're so disgusting. It's like, okay, we are the party of racism. We are the party of, Jim Crow. We are the party that says that the indigenous white folks in this continent have priority over the people of color. But we can't keep this up forever because people are kind of going, wait a minute now, I don't know about this, and now we got to change our ways, so we're going to be the same way, only we're going to do it with love. We're going to do it with simpering, beta, male leadership to where we're helping you. We're going to do everything we can to drain trillions of dollars from our economy to help you in your slum-ridden life. And so the D's helped, and we see where we're at now. And I did a little research just to refresh my memory. How many of these Democrat Senate leaders have been simpering little sponge marshmallow little wusses that are evil and have their own plan to use their self-same, wussiness, Daschle, Reed, the new one, Schumer. They're all little wusses with their glasses, skinny, soft-spoken, and they're corrupt to the bone. And they're sickening because they know what they do. It's so obvious. They're patronizing minorities for their own gain. Now let's get on to other things because I'm not drunk, but I'm loose, so I'll say a few more things that need to be said. Now, trillions of dollars have been wasted by what we call the government. So obvious. Now they want to have a Doge to, get government efficiency and get less pork and less waste. Now, to get less waste, that means giving people less money who have been counting on it to pay for their damn $2 million houses in, Bethesda or in Chevy Chase or wherever. They got bills to pay too, and they got to keep that fountain going. Now, all this BS with the border, I don't believe people can't see it. It's cash cows for all these people who live in Chevy Chase. It's all these GMOs or DMOs or government whatever, non-government, NGOs. They get billions of dollars and they dole it out amongst themselves, and then they pretend to help people. It's ridiculous. Come on. So we're doomed as far as that goes, because these people, what are they going to do? If Doge decides that this isn't going to happen, then where's their money going to come from? They have to use their own wits. It's going to be a whole different world. And AI is taking over anyway, so, best thing to do is get rid of a bunch of people. All right. Now, Doge. It's so incredibly great that you can't even start gloating about it because you're afraid it might end. Orangey is taking over. We're going to have a whole new governmental, raison d'etre, or, reason of being. When you're elected, you start going. We don't care about these freaking stupid ass rituals of January 20th and we gotta wait, and elected November 5th and wait 2 months. No. Orangey's changed all that with his entourage. And this entourage ain't gonna stop. They're gonna do a lot of really incredibly radical things to try to get our so-called country on track. And I applaud them for that. And what they've done right now, I mean, come on. These guys can't even keep up with the news. There's no sense in reporting on it because one day, the Congress is in shambles. It's going to be a shutdown of the government. Oh my God. So they proffer their stupid ass 1,500-page bill to be, plowed through at the last minute because they know they don't want to shut. Okay. Then Doge comes and says no. So now it's down to a 100-page bill. And Doge says no. And then what happens? One day later, after everybody thinks that Mike Johnson is out on his ear because he's a failure. No. Doge prevailed. A 3-bill, separate bill on 3 separate things, just like they should do it in the first place without these omnibus idiot bullshit crap that's been bankrupting this country and giving it to these people in Chevy Chase. I mean, come on. I'm an idiot and I can see it. Everybody can see it. They're just using trillions of tax dollars that don't really exist to maintain the lifestyle of people in Chevy Chase. And these Democrats should probably all commit seppuku at once. Because there's really no other reason for them to continue. They should try again next lifetime. But, have an honorable suicide and leave the planet because you're evil people. And the fact that you don't know it makes you even worse. Because when you think about it, these D's are, along with Petri Dish, who's on his last gasp, who they're lambasting, and they are throwing under the bus, saying we knew all along he was senile, but we didn't want to say anything, and we're all liars, but we'll come back in 28 and run again. But Petri Dish is trying to sabotage the country in order to make it harder on Orangey to succeed. So you see why we're doomed. We have a 2-party system that's fighting each other to see who can destroy the country faster in order to make the other one look bad. And I'd go with Orangey, but it's going to be so radical that I don't think that they'll allow it. The big guys, way up there, hundreds of billions of dollars. We don't want this guy's agenda, and we're going to do anything we can to circumvent it, and that means pandemics, and that means garbage trucks collecting bodies. So I think I said quite a bit there. I'm pretty wasted in a way, but I think I had a good one. I wanted to fit one in. Things are interesting right now. Thanks, everybody. I hope you got something from this. Bye.